Hello everyone, I'm Laura McIntosh and this is Bringing It Home. Now we are the best in fresh. We find the hottest chefs, we travel to the best locations, and we will dazzle you with mouth-watering recipes and bring it all home to you.
That's bigger than my head.
Have an oyster. Here's to California. Don't scare me.
Join me today on Bring It Home as we take you to the beautiful blue waters of the Gulf of Mexico. We're meeting up with Captain Chris Moran and he's taking us fishing. Want to cook with that fresh fish? Sure you do. And to do that today, my friend and celebrity chef, John Folse. And how about a party? Yes, we're going to show you an authentic crab boil. We're going to take you there. All this and a whole lot more today on Bring It Home. Lexus is proud to support Bringing It Home's message of sustainability and freshness. We encourage you to know the people behind your food and to enjoy your pursuit of perfection. In-season freshness is the key ingredient to making every meal taste the best. So here's a look at what's fresh around the country. No matter where you live in the country, whether it's the East, the West, the South, or Middle America, here are my top 3 picks for what's fresh in each of those areas during all 4 seasons. Here's what's fresh during the summer in the East: berries, peppers, and zucchini. If you're in the West, here's what to look for: nectarines, watermelon, and garlic. Here's a tip for you Southerners: check out tomatoes, squash, and peaches. If you're melting in the Midwest, cool down with beets, blackberries, and blueberries. So now you know, creating easy and delicious meals is a snap. The key ingredient is to keep it fresh. New Orleans is known for their amazing seafood, which we will be eating a lot of on this trip. So one of my first stops was to meet up with Robert Barham, the Secretary of Louisiana's Department of Wildlife and Fishery. He shared with me all about the water quality here in Louisiana.
You're at what was the epicenter of the oil spill.
You would never know.
We are dedicated to be sure that the food that you get from the Gulf, it's absolutely safe. Alaska and Louisiana together produce over 60% of the seafood eaten on the tables in America.
The folks that live here see it day in and day out, the cleanup, the process, everything that's going on. But as a consumer, we're nervous about eating fish.
I eat it every day. I'm going to consume more seafood than your average viewer is going to consume.
You've said that, now we're going to eat you out of fish. That's what's going to happen.
Only if John Folse is cooking for you could I eat that much.
You've gone a very, very long way to make sure that technology catches up with all those Mother Nature influences. You've set up this building, and tell me a little bit about what it's for and what it does.
Well, this marine lab is 56,000 square feet, hurricane-proof, by the way. It's designed to withstand sustained winds up to 300 miles an hour.
Wow.
And so we're doing our testing here, well, enforcement offshore.
You're doing an amazing job and an amazing amount of time.
It's the people of this department. They are dedicated scientists, and I'm lucky to work with them.
Well, we're lucky that you are spearheading it and making sure that everybody stays on task, keeps it clean. We all need to eat fish. It comes from here, and by the way, it's delicious.
It is. Thanks for coming to tell the folks about it.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Let's head over to the marina.
I'm Captain Chris Moran, and we're going fishing.
Let's meet our chef, one of Louisiana's greats.
I'm Chef John Folse, and we're out of Port Fourchon, Louisiana, and this is where God comes to fish every day. What are we gonna cook today? We're in the Gulf of Mexico. Who knows? It might be a little wahoo, it might be marlin, it may be redfish, it may be red snapper. No, that's out of season.
Worth the wait, you bet it is. 3 in the morning for a sunrise like this. John, how did you do it?
Well, it's beautiful seas out here today. We're with Captain Chris Moran, and you just don't get any better than that. And I just know the fishing's gonna be spectacular.
Chris better let us catch some fish. What do you think?
We're hedging our bet. He's great.
We are in to follow the food. Let's find out what we get.
He took it. Look, the fish was hungrier than we are.
Woo! It's pink. Here it comes. I'm bringing him in. Here it goes. Woo! That's mine. That's lunch. It's not every day you're fishing on the Gulf, and I'm here with John Folse. We're still cooking it up. Right now we're trolling.
The lines are out in hopes that we'll snag something and be able to stop and bring it in, but while waiting...
Well, no, truth be told, he can't wait. So he's like, you know what, while we're trolling, let's cook, because what else does he do? So we're gonna cook with what?
Everything seafood and shellfish right out of these Gulf waters. We're filleting it and we're actually cooking it right here. This is our lunch today. When the Italians arrived here, 1890,
yes,
they came and became fishermen on the Gulf, and Mom would just start cooking on whatever they were catching.
Right.
So let's start off. I have a little olive oil here, naturally. So we're gonna go in with the sliced onions. We're making a fisherman stew. Yeah, right, all of them, every bit of them. Look at the garlic. You have to see this. Fully sliced, about what is that, a 1/4 inch thick?
Oh yeah, that's
yeah,
great.
That's gonna go in as well.
It's all in there.
We're gonna put that in as well.
Use my fingers. You can't waste two.
No, absolutely. What about little green onions? We're gonna put those in. Now we're gonna go in with the seafood. We have beautiful shrimp. Look at the shrimp right here. We peel the tail, we've deveined them, but we're leaving the head on.
What's your rule of thumb for shrimp per person?
If you're feeding a Louisianian, about 8 shrimp per person.
All right. Perfect.
You know, a visitor, 2 shrimp per person maybe. Okay? So
I like that.
Yeah. Now let's go with our crab claws, some of the fish we caught earlier today. Okay. Now you know what I want you to do? Look at the oyster liquid, right?
There's a lot of juice in here.
Now take a look at that pot right here. I mean, all of the seasonings in there are just absolutely incredible.
Now we let the stew saute for about 15 minutes, and then it was time to add more yummy ingredients.
Let's go in with the Italian tomato. That's the San Marzano.
For us at home, just stewed tomatoes?
Tomatoes in the can, that's it. Let's go ahead and put the cannellini beans in.
I like those.
And of course, now you have your protein, your starch, you have everything in there.
Yes.
Now, I think we ought to put just a little bit of that flour in.
Thicken it up.
That'll become the root. And then you can put a little pinch of seasonings in here if you want to. What about those pepperoncinos with a little bit of the hot green peppers?
We put some hot ones in there. You want the whole thing?
Italians love hot food, don't they?
Love it.
About half and half.
It makes them... Whoa! That's going to be hot.
Oh, they love it hot.
That's what makes us sassy, right?
That's exactly right. And just a little bit of that granulated garlic. Like as if we don't have enough garlic
I
already.
know, but...
Give me a squeeze of lime and lemon. And then you know what we're gonna do?
Tell me.
We're gonna let this simmer here just for a little bit, and then we're gonna put our stock in here. And you know where our stock's coming from?
Where?
You'll just have to wait and see.
It's a surprise. Cooking it up with Chef John Folse right here, trolling on the Gulf.
In the Gulf of Mexico. Can you imagine?
I can't. Well, we're doing it. Well, the smells just keep getting better and better and better.
Everything in this pot was swimming less than 4 or 5 hours ago. Okay, you ready to take a look in here?
I want to know what our surprise is.
You take this right here. You see how gorgeous that is? Now, you know what I need to add to this, right?
Well, no, you said you had a surprise.
I had a little special stock. You gonna hold that pot for me?
Where are you going?
This is what the Sicilian fishermen did right here. It came right out of the water, and we're gonna put it right into the pot. The salt water of the Gulf of Mexico becomes not only the seasoning for the dish, but also it marries well with the tomatoes and the spice, and it creates a rich, rich pasta sauce with the cannellini beans. Isn't that amazing?
You have to admit, this is going to be a little bit hard for them to duplicate that aspect of this at home.
Well, just water out of the tap and then a little bit extra salt, okay? That's all you need. Let's go in with pasta. You ready?
Oh, pasta
and
right
whatever
in.
your favorite pasta is. We're going to use a little penne here.
Do you want all this in?
Why not? We gotta hold,
I mean,
look at these hungry faces out here. The pasta's cooked, and we're just gonna stir this to blend it well. And all we need to do now, Laura, is to let this heat up for just a couple of minutes to get the pasta nice and hot. And then we'll add the magic ingredient at the end, the thing that brings it all together.
There's more.
Oh, there's more. I'm ready to put a little basil in. You ready? And
yes.
A little cheese might be the next best thing to add, right?
Well, you have to have Reggiano. What do you use? Parmesan?
Absolutely. Yeah, a little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit. That's about a little bit enough.
Is that
now we go in. You want to tear a little bit basil in here? Just to add a little color to it. And just take a look at that right there with the tomatoes. You ready for some?
Do you see my bowl? I wasn't even waiting for you to stir.
I didn't even check for seasoning, huh?
Oh my God, John, that tastes so good.
Ooh, the salt water is just magnificent in here, right?
It's the perfect combination. My grandfather used to say, I remember, soup's on.
My grandfather used to say, Grandma, lock the screen door. They're going to be coming on in.
I'm going here.
Hey, look, we got a fish. Get the line.
All
Get
right,
the
let's
line.
do it.
Rouge poisson.
Not very happy with me, but you're going to be good to eat.
Woohoo!
He's getting tired.
He's getting tired.
We can cook that?
You brought it home, girl.
Woo! Barely.
Oh, they know how to do it. Yeah, he's giving up his life for the right platter. Yeah, that's a big one. Boy, he mean business. Look at that.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Well, that's called a buffet.
He's over 10.
Oh,
there you go.
Don't mess with me. I've got nails, okay? I've got nails. I'm taking you from the Gulf to the Bayou. It's time to check in with a member of Louisiana's native Homa tribe, Janie Lester, and learn how to make traditional filet gumbo. All right, everyone, we are out on the bayou. Every food has an origin. It came from somewhere, and Cajun cooking came from right here. I'm here with Janie Lester, and your whole heritage is the Homa tribe.
Correct.
And that's who taught us how to make this wonderful Creole.
For many years, we had to fight the Cajuns as to, this was a Cajun dish, but, before it was Cajun, it was Indian.
It has to come from somewhere. So tell me what we're doing, sweating onions, right?
We're sweating onions. We're going to brown them. The difference between the Cajun and the Indian gumbo, the Cajuns make a roux with a flour, browning it until it gets that nice, really brown color.
Mississippi mud is what they call it, right?
That's it. We brown the onions. And when they're just right, we're going to be adding our shrimp. And it's, again, we made use of what we had around us. This is God's country in a sense,
Right.
We were really blessed to be in this area with all the, you look at the back here.
This was your garden.
Right.
Yes.
Garden and hunting area, fishing area.
Right.
This is where we got, what we ate.
Literally surviving off the land. This is what you did. This is all you had to do.
Right. This is the shrimp, and this is really nice. It's 30 to 40 shrimp per pound, so they're really nice.
Okay, so the shrimp are beautiful and orange. This is perfect.
Now I'm going to add bell peppers. Filet is grind up sassafras leaves that's been dried. And I have the sassafras right here.
Oh, wow, that smells
Root beer.
terrific. Yes, root beer.
Sassafras tea.
Now you're going to put this in the gumbo?
I'll have the filet.
Okay.
This is filet right here. Filet gumbo is so less fattening.
I'm going to say, I could eat this day and night.
You don't have roux, which is where your calories come in.
Yes, exactly.
And then if you make it like today, if I put this in the refrigerator, all the fat's going to come, the little fat that
That's
I
right.
used to the top, so you can skim that
And there you go. Now, we didn't add the filet.
Not yet.
Ah, not yet. Patience. Okay.
Patience. Okay, I need my water. We're hoping to get it to ball, and then once it starts to ball, that's when I'm going to add the filet.
Okay. Nice and boiling. You just added a little green onion.
Green onions. Here it comes.
That's the filet. How much do you add?
A little bit, like this.
Just a little bit. You hear that? She knows what she's doing. Oh, there's that smell.
There's the smell.
There it is. And that's it.
That's it.
Oh. Well, let's pour some out. You've made some rice here too. I'm gonna scoop a little bit out so everybody can see the color, see how beautiful your work is. And again, this is traditional. Would you say it any other way? Do you have a certain way that you would say it traditionally?
Traditional filet shrimp gumbo.
This is it. Thank you very much. And remember, this is the original. Thanks.
Thank you.
After the fishermen catch all of the juicy, fresh shrimp, where does it go once it leaves the boat?
You brought the shrimp in from the boats,
Yes.
and now what we did was we had them cleaned and put them into these vats with ice water. Domestic, wild American, white Louisiana shrimp that we're now going to put into an inspection belt, pick out all the soft shells and pieces. We then grade it for size. Absolutely no chemicals. These came right from the boat, and they're going right into the package, into the store.
Most folks don't even know if they're eating domestic shrimp or not.
90% think they're eating domestic shrimp when they're actually eating import.
Loving shrimp as much as I do, I couldn't hold myself back. I had to inspect, grade, and package the shrimp with my own 2 hands.
Wow, beautiful, yummy!
All right, let's head back to the boat to cook up some more delicious recipes with my good friend, Chef John Folse.
So we caught the mangrove snapper, and now we're gonna fillet it,
Right.
and we're gonna ceviche it, because look at what you did.
Everything right out of the grocery store except the main star of the event, right here, the mangrove snapper.
Our captain's gonna fillet it. Tell me what he's doing, John.
This is about as fresh as you can get. When you're making ceviche or you're making one of these raw fish dishes that's going to be cooked in citrus, the main thing you want is the freshest fish possible. Well, hey, this is the one you just caught about 5 minutes ago.
Yes.
It's a mild fish. It's a great fish for grilling, for sauteing, for baking. But when it comes to ceviche, absolutely one of the top fish. So if you can go ahead and take it off the skin right there and then slice it for us, we'll be ready to make up our juice. The Sicilian fishermen, all of the Italians.
You're talking about my family now.
That's your family,
Yeah.
absolutely. They would cook on the boat. They'd bring the raw ingredients out.
How clean is it?
Here's the captain of a charter boat who has no trouble cleaning his board and the fillets of fish right down in the Gulf water.
Right.
Smell that. You're not supposed to smell fresh fish.
I don't smell. I mean, it's beautiful.
In fact, it's so fresh. Oh wow, the salt of that
Is
fish.
that great?
I want you to taste that little piece of fish before we even season it.
Oh my God, it's delicious.
It's incredible,
It's
just
incredible.
like that.
It really is delicious.
Now you ready to put a little flavor on it? Now, of course, being from an Italian family and having a little Italian in my veins as well, we need a little garlic, so we have 2 choices here. We always use the nice, fresh, finely chopped garlic, but then, look at this nice thinly sliced. Isn't this garlic?
Yes.
Isn't this great? And a lot of it, right?
They say if you eat a lot of that garlic, you won't get bit by mosquitoes.
That's right. Like this
Well-
one hit the floor on the
That's a Sicilian for you.
Well, and we know there's a lot of mosquitoes in Louisiana, right? We're using a little white onion,
Okay.
and then a little red onion or shallots, either one. A little jalapeno.
Oh, a little back heat.
Oh, yeah,
I like that.
Back heat front and a little center, too. Now, you know what this is? This is cilantro, red chili peppers.
Oh, you're gonna make a little spicy.
This is Louisiana.
Okay, gotta do
This
it,
is
gotta do
This is
it.
bayou country.
Gotta
right
do
now.
it.
Laura, you go ahead and squeeze a bunch of lime in there. I'm gonna put the lemon. This is the fire that's gonna cook the fish.
Is there a reason why you're doing both lemon and lime?
Well, they have 2 different flavors, and if you remember the Italians as well as the Spanish fishermen of Louisiana were very, very healthy when a lot of other people weren't because they ate so much citrus fruit. Now we're gonna put the sweetener in it, so we have to have orange in our ceviche.
And notice he didn't mean sugar. Of course, he's got a lot of sugar he's putting in there, a lot of love.
I've just washed my hands in the salt water. You mind? Oh, well, yeah, you just wash yours with lemon juice. Go ahead and
That's
toss,
right.
go ahead and toss
it.
that fish. Huh?
Okay. Now let me ask you a quick question for the folks at home. What do they want to look for in their fish once you put the citrus on it?
The texture of the fish, you want it to be nice and firm. You don't want it to be mushy.
I think we should taste it now before it goes under.
Well, why not? And you know what the Italians would do right after they tasted
Lick their
it?
fingers?
And
Absolutely.
it'd make the sign across for St. Peter.
I wasn't kidding about my finger.
We're just going to put a lid on it, and it's going to go into the ice bin with the other fish, and in an hour or so we'll be eating.
Ready to go. This is the best I've ever had. Really. Hungry for more? I know I am. John has a surprise for us. Let's go see. I told you it wasn't over yet. There's a crab boil going on and a party too. Let's join it and start cooking.
There you go. How you doing? Y'all just keep doing what you're doing, okay? Come on. There's 7 nations that created Louisiana's Creole cuisine. This is the contributions of those cultures. The corn given to us from our Native Americans, the first of the Creoles. The root vegetables of the Germans. Hey, here's your folks.
My mom loves them.
The Italians.
There we go. Okay, so that's 3.
The Africans came in slavery and they brought with them the red guinea fowl, our chicken. Here's some gizzards. We always put it for the Africans in our crab boil.
Okay, all right.
The French showed up a little later.
Woo-wee.
Brought the sausage and the charcuterie with them. The Spanish arrived 1765. They bring with them citrus and spices from the Moors, onions, and all these different wonderful flavors. This is all of our cultures coming together at one time.
This is traditional.
All right, this is very traditional.
You show us how to do it?
Well, first we have to start by seasoning the water a little bit, and we put the thing that's going to take the longest to cook, the potatoes.
Of course.
And here's our seasoning from the Spanish again, just a good mixture. Taste a little bit of it. Huh?
Oh my God.
Here, you take a little bit of that.
Ooh, that is delicious.
Just
The
go ahead.
whole thing?
Why not? Go ahead and put
You
it
know
in.
I'll put the whole thing in.
Put it in there.
Okay.
There you go. Put it in there high. You can even put a little bit of the liquid crab boil in. Oh, that's concentrated, the whole bottle. Oh, yeah. It's a celery salt, right?
Woo, that's a spice.
All of that garlic's going to go in.
Oh my gosh, the flavors, you guys.
See that salt over there?
All of it?
Pour the whole thing in there. You're going to do a bunch of those.
How many are we feeding?
About 30. Put about a half of those in there because I have some in already.
With all that spice, you can hear me already choking.
That is real fire, real pot, real boil.
That's a real spoon.
That's it. That's a real spoon, yeah. Chris, why don't you come up and give us a hand while we go in with the French.
The French.
Here, this is yours. You can
Oh,
give that to Chris.
now what, you're not peeling it at all?
Not at all. Put it on in there. The garlic. That's the garlic.
Captain said, no, leave it like that.
Now, what about the crabs? You ready to go in with them?
Oh, yeah.
That's why you're here. Look at those.
Yep.
We've got to put that in because look at what's behind you.
Oh,
Joey showed up. Joey showed
Oh,
up.
Joey's here. This is eating shrimp in Louisiana. It's going to boil for how long before you turn the fire off, Chris?
3 to 5 minutes, and then kill the fire.
3 to 5 minutes.
That's
Once
it.
it comes back to boil, cut the fire off and let it sit. Testing it every now and then until it gets the seasoning starts to get picked up.
We'll have that recipe in a smaller scale. All right, we've got to let this cook 3 minutes. That's what you heard from Captain. 3 minutes, and then we're going to let you see what it looks like. It's going to be yummy. We plated the meal in what they call New Orleans style, which simply means dumping it straight out onto newspaper.
Look at that sausage, everything you can imagine. Come on, y'all. Okay, come on around the table. Come on here.
Who needs a plate? Not me. I dug right in.
It's so good I can't leave the table. I'm really shook. Thanks everyone for joining me today on Bringing It Home. Until next week, you know what to do. Keep it nice and fresh. another one of your online questions, and this one I love. You're asking me if I have any recipes for fresh crab. And I love the fact that you used fresh when asking the question, because when you're eating crab, that is the #1 thing you want to look for is fresh, because there's nothing that tastes better than fresh crab. What we've done in my home for years is we've marinated the crab and made it the centerpiece of our menu. For this recipe, I take 4 cloves of minced garlic, along with a 1/4 bunch of parsley chopped, and a 1/4 cup of olive oil, and mix it together, and then I pour it over chilled crab and blend in a bowl. This is a marinated crab that, if you haven't tried it with fresh crab, is to die for. Don't forget a cracker, a bib, and a few extra napkins, because you're gonna love it. Next time on Bringing It Home, we're going big with Texas-based chef Robert Del Grande. Go figure, next week's show is all about figs. And even if you don't think you like figs, I'm willing to bet after this week's show, with these easy and innovative recipes, we'll change your mind. Lexus is proud to support Bringing It Home's message of sustainability and freshness. We encourage you to know the people behind your food and to enjoy your pursuit of perfection.
Do you like that one?
We're gonna go on a boat.
As the tractor rolls by.
And that was way too long. Can I keep going? Please stop. Stop talking. Stop talking now. Okay. Jeez. Looking for simple ways to keep it fresh at home? I've made it easy with my new cookbook, Laura McIntosh from the Field. You will discover delicious recipes selected from some of the world's finest chefs. You can also order DVDs of the show you've just seen, just for you, nice and fresh.